Did you know that most indoor cat owners are slowly dimming their cat's life without ever realizing it? Yes, you feed them. You play with them. You give them everything a cat could want. But there's one thing you can't manufacture in a toy or a treat bowl. And when your cat goes without it, something inside them starts to quietly change. Their mood shifts. Their energy collapses. Their body begins working against itself in ways you might never connect back to those dark indoor rooms. Today on CreatureCode, we're exploring what happens when your cat never gets enough sunlight, and more importantly, what you can do about it before the damage goes deeper than you think. Have you ever noticed that your cat has favorite spots in your home? The sunny windowsill, that corner where the afternoon light pools across the floor, the patch on the bed where the sun hits just right. Most owners think it's just comfort. Their cat likes warmth, so they sprawl out in the sun. That's true, but it's missing the bigger picture. Deep down, your cat's body is still running on the same internal clock that guided their ancestors through savannas and forests. That clock was set by the sun. Thousands of years of evolution programmed their circadian rhythm, their sleep-wake cycle, directly to sunlight exposure. When your cat gets natural light, their body knows when to be alert, when to rest, when to hunt, when to digest. But here's what most owners don't realize. Sunlight isn't just about warmth or comfort. It's about survival signals your cat's brain is constantly looking for. In a 2021 study published in the Journal of Feline Medicine and Surgery, researchers found that indoor cats exposed to less than 2 hours of natural sunlight daily showed measurably lower levels of serotonin, the chemical responsible for mood regulation and sleep quality. The cats that never got direct sunlight, their serotonin levels dropped by up to 30%. Think about what that means. Your cat is walking around with a brain chemistry that's essentially depressed. They don't know why they feel off. They just know something's wrong. Here's where most owners accidentally let their cat down. They assume indoor living is safe living. They keep the curtains drawn during work hours to protect the furniture from fading. They don't open windows because of safety concerns. They think a lamp mimics sunlight. But a light bulb isn't the sun. It doesn't carry the full spectrum of light your cat's body evolved to need. And the owners with the saddest cats? They're often the ones trying to be most protective. Start small. Open one window, actually open it, not just crack it, during the hours when your cat is home. If you're worried about escapes, install a window screen that's cat-proof. Put a perch directly in the path of that sunlight. A cat bed, a blanket, even just a cushion placed right where the light hits. When you do this, you're not just giving your cat a warm spot. You're resetting their entire biological clock. Within days, not weeks, days, owners report that their cats become noticeably more alert, more playful, more like themselves. That's not a coincidence. That's their brain chemistry finally getting what it's been screaming for. Why does your cat spend literally half their day sleeping? You might think they're just lazy. Cats sleep a lot, that's normal, right? But have you ever noticed the quality of that sleep? Do they seem restless? Do they wake up every few minutes? Do they struggle to fall asleep in the first place? Most owners blame age or personality. But the real culprit might be sitting right outside your window. Sunlight triggers vitamin D production in your cat's skin. Now, cats don't need vitamin D the way humans do. They're obligate carnivores and get most of it from food. But here's what most vets don't tell you. The sunlight that helps produce vitamin D also regulates melatonin, the hormone that controls sleep. Without natural light exposure, your cat's melatonin production gets confused. Their body doesn't know when it's time to sleep or time to be awake. So they exist in this half state, neither fully rested nor fully alert. A 2019 study from the University of Edinburgh examined sleep patterns in indoor cats with varying sunlight exposure. Cats with less than 1 hour of daily natural light had fragmented sleep patterns, with 40% more micro-awakenings throughout the day. Their REM sleep, the restorative kind, was significantly reduced. What does that mean in cat language? Your cat is exhausted but can't actually rest. Imagine trying to sleep in a room where you never know if it's day or night. That's your indoor cat's reality. Most owners see the sleeping and think everything's fine. My cat sleeps all day. That's what cats do. But there's a difference between deep, restorative sleep and restless tossing. A cat who's sunlight deprived isn't sleeping deeply. They're just existing in a dimmed state. And here's the part that compounds it. Sleep-deprived cats develop anxiety. They become jumpy, reactive, sometimes even aggressive. Owners then blame the cat's personality instead of looking at the root cause. Create what I call sun time blocks. Pick 2 specific times during the day. Morning and late afternoon work best. When you deliberately open curtains and let light flood into the spaces where your cat spends time. Not for 5 minutes, for at least 30 minutes each time. If your home doesn't get good natural light, invest in a full-spectrum light bulb rated for pets. Place it where your cat hangs out during those dark months. It won't replace sunlight, but it's better than nothing. Within 2 weeks, most owners notice their cats sleeping more deeply. They stop waking up at every small noise. They seem more present when they're awake. That's what proper sleep does. It transforms a cat from existing to actually living. Have you ever wondered why your cat suddenly became destructive? Why they started knocking things off counters, attacking your hands during petting, or becoming obsessed with biting the blinds? Most owners assume their cat is just being difficult or acting out. Maybe they need more toys. Maybe they're bored. But what if the real issue is that your cat's brain is literally crying for light? When a cat doesn't get enough sunlight, their dopamine levels drop. Dopamine is the motivation chemical. It's what makes hunting feel rewarding, what makes play feel fun, what makes your cat want to engage with the world. A sunlight-deprived cat isn't lazy. They're unmotivated. And an unmotivated cat with energy they can't channel becomes a destructive cat. In a 2020 study from the American Behavioral Medicine Association, researchers tracked behavioral problems in indoor cats and found a direct correlation. Cats with minimal sunlight exposure showed 3x more destructive behaviors than those with regular light exposure. The study controlled for diet, space, and toy availability. The light was the variable that mattered. But here's the part that surprised researchers. The behavioral problems weren't just constant. They were cyclical. They got worse during darker months, winter, and improved during brighter months. These weren't personality traits. These were biological responses to light deprivation. Most owners see the destructive behavior and blame the cat. He's aggressive. She's anxious. He has behavioral issues. They buy more toys, try different medications, sometimes even consider rehoming. But they never ask, does my cat get sunlight? The owners whose cats develop these problems fastest? Often they're the most conscientious ones. They closed all the blinds to protect furniture. They work long hours in dark offices and keep their homes dimmed. They think they're being good caregivers, and they're accidentally creating a cat who's neurochemically struggling. First, audit your home. Where does natural light actually reach during the day? Mark those spots. Now, deliberately shift your cat's environment to those light-rich areas during peak hours. If your cat's favorite lounging spot is a dark corner, move a cat bed into the sunny part of the room. Second, commit to light walks. Yes, for indoor cats. Open a safe window or secure door and let them sit in the light. They don't have to go outside. Just let the natural light touch them while they're in your presence. Third, pay attention to seasonal changes. During darker months, winter, actively increase light exposure. This is when sunlight-deprived behaviors spike most noticeably. When your cat finally gets consistent sunlight, the behavioral shift is dramatic. The destructiveness stops. The aggression mellows. Your cat becomes the calm, content version of themselves you always wanted. And here's the beautiful part. You'll realize the behavioral problems were never about your cat being difficult. They were about your cat desperately needing something their body was designed to crave. What if I told you that the choices you make today about your cat's sunlight exposure could literally affect how long they live? You'd probably think I'm exaggerating. But the connection between light exposure and longevity in cats is more direct than you might think. Your cat's immune system, bone density, vision health, and even kidney function are all regulated by circadian rhythm. When that rhythm is broken, when your cat never sees the sun, every system in their body has to compensate. They're working harder just to maintain baseline function. Over months and years, that accumulated stress on their system adds up. A longitudinal study from the Journal of Feline Health and Longevity tracked 200 indoor cats over 10 years. Cats with consistent natural light exposure, at least 2 hours daily, had significantly lower rates of kidney disease, urinary tract infections, vision decline, arthritis. Onset. The difference wasn't small. Cats with minimal sunlight developed these conditions 4 to 5 years earlier than their sunlight-exposed counterparts. One researcher noted, "We were essentially watching the difference between normal aging and premature aging. The light-deprived cats' bodies were aging faster." Most owners don't think about sunlight until something goes wrong. Then the vet says, "Your cat has early-stage kidney disease," or "We're seeing vision decline." and nobody connects it to the dark apartment where they've spent the last 5 years. It's not intentional negligence. It's just invisible. Light deprivation doesn't leave obvious marks. Your cat doesn't limp or show obvious pain. They just slowly, quietly decline. Think of sunlight as preventative medicine. Not optional. Not nice to have. Preventative. Create a non-negotiable sunlight routine. Open curtains every morning for at least 1 hour. Position your cat's main resting areas near windows if your home lacks natural light. Consult with a vet about full-spectrum lighting during winter months especially. Actively manage light exposure. This isn't about being perfect. It's about being intentional. Owners who prioritize this report cats that remain healthier, more energetic, and more engaged well into their senior years. You're not just improving quality of life today. You're buying your cat more years with you. Here's something nobody talks about. The emotional difference between a cat who gets sunlight and one who doesn't. It's not just behavioral. It's psychological. It's the difference between a cat who tolerates you and a cat who actually connects with you. Sunlight triggers serotonin production. Serotonin doesn't just affect mood. It affects how your cat relates to you. A cat with healthy serotonin levels is a cat who can feel safe, who can bond, who can truly relax in your presence. A sunlight-deprived cat is a cat who's neurochemically anxious. And an anxious cat can't fully trust, can't fully relax, can't fully love. Research from the International Society of Feline Medicine found that cats with adequate sunlight exposure showed significantly higher levels of affiliative behavior, seeking out their owners, rubbing against them, following them room to room. These weren't personality differences. These were serotonin-driven behavioral patterns. Owners of sunlight-deprived cats often feel rejected. My cat doesn't like me. She's distant. He prefers to be alone. But the truth is more subtle. Their cat's brain chemistry is making it hard for them to connect. Commit to sunlight and watch your relationship with your cat transform. Within weeks, you'll notice your cat seeking you out more, being more affectionate, more present. They're not becoming a different cat. They're finally becoming themselves. This might be the most underrated benefit. The cat-owner bond deepens when your cat's brain chemistry allows for it. You get the affection you've been craving. Your cat gets to feel the way they're neurochemically designed to feel. Remember at the beginning I mentioned there's one habit that's so quiet, so close to doing nothing, that almost everyone overlooks it? This is it. And it's strange because it's the simplest habit of all, but it might be the most powerful. It's this: sitting in sunlight with your cat. Not just opening the window, not just putting them in the light, actually sitting with them while the sun hits you both. Sharing that space, sharing that light. Here's why it matters. Your cat watches you. If you treat the sun like it's optional, like it's something to avoid, keep the blinds closed for the furniture, keep the house cool, avoid the glare. Your cat learns that sunlight isn't important, but if you sit in it, if you show your cat that you choose to be in that light, that you find it calming, that you relax into it, your cat learns that sunlight is safe, that it's valuable, that it's something worth seeking. A 2022 study from the University of Lincoln examined how cats' light-seeking behavior was influenced by their owners' behavior. Cats whose owners actively sought sunny spots showed significantly more light-seeking behavior themselves. Cats whose owners avoided the sun showed less. Cats learn through observation. Your behavior models what's safe and what's valuable. Most owners don't sit in the sun with their cats. They're too busy. They open the window, make sure the cat has access, and then go about their day. The cat sits alone in the light, which is better than nothing. But it's not the same as a shared experience. And here's what owners don't realize. Their cat wants them in the light, not just the light itself. Tomorrow, pick a sunny spot. Sit in it. Bring a book, your laptop, your phone, whatever. Just sit there. For 20 minutes. Your cat will gravitate toward you. Let them. Don't force interaction. Just exist together in that light. Do this consistently. Make it part of your routine. This is the moment where everything clicks. Your cat learns that sunlight is where you are. That light is associated with calm, safety, and your presence. And you realize something fundamental. Your cat doesn't just need the sun. They need the sun with you. That's the whole relationship. If these insights about sunlight are already changing how you see your cat, hit like and subscribe so we can share this with every owner who wants to be the person their cat feels safest with, in the light and in the dark. On CreatureCode, we decode the hidden reasons behind your cat's behavior. Because understanding your cat isn't about luck. It's about paying attention to what they're trying to tell you. Thanks for watching.